Okay, so let's finish up the remaining bits of interior wall. And what I've decided is we're going to hold off on this oval tunda section until next week because I want to introduce a couple of new tools that I think will make this part of the shape a little easier, and we haven't really gone over those tools yet. So let's just hang on to this stair area, and we'll get to that next week. But in the meantime, we can finish up the rest of these walls and we can start putting in some windows and some doors. So let's go ahead and start from the outer corner, and let's do this family room here. So I know that I can go 15 feet in this direction, and then I've got my 6-inch wall. So that's going to give me the wall all the way across in this direction, which is great. So here I'm going to go 17 feet in this direction, 17 feet, enter. And we've already established that this is 12. So if I type 12 here, that's going to give me the edge of that wall. So I've got this wall now, and I've got this wall. Let's go ahead and turn off the material by looking like in this, and we can see that that's the way I've got it aligned. So I can now type from this point to this point and all the way to the edge and back. Double click to group that and open that up and drag it to the top. I'm going to move around here, and I'm going to do this wall now. So I go from point to point and finish it up. S for select, G to group, double click, P for push pull, and bring it all the way to the top. Click. All right. Now I've got this line still established, so I can move in this direction, and I can say, let's always start from the inside. I should say, let's go from this point out, and let's do 11 feet, enter, and another point from this point, 12, enter, like that. And I'm just going to see what this is from here to here, and it's 8 foot 11 and 9/16, which in our world is good enough for to go. So that's almost 9 feet. So we're in good shape. I can see that these double lines mean that I have some sort of a header up here, so I'll deal with those later. So I've got this point now that I can work on. So this looks like I've got a little bit of a thicker wall here. So if I go from this point to this point, I want to do 12 in this direction. And I don't really have a dimension for this, so I'm just going to pull it out to this point and see what it wants to be. And it looks like it's about 5 foot 10. So 5 foot 10, enter. And that's going to give me this point. So here I'm just going to use a rectangle. So I'm going to click from that point to that point. Double click to group that, G to group, and then open it up, and P for push pull, bring it up to the top, and close it off. It looks like I've got a little bit of a, if I can just use my guide to pull out in this direction, this is going to want to be about 2 feet. And I can use a rectangle again for this point. Double click, G, double click to open it, and P for push pull. Bring that up. Again, we're going to skip this oval area, but I can at least work on these rectangle walls here. So let's finish this one here. I'm going to go in from here 6 inches, and I'm going to go across like this. From this point to this point, I'm going to go 6 inches. But it looks like it's a little thicker, probably because it's a plumbing wall, so let's do 8, enter. And then I'm going to drag a guide this direction, do another. Oh, you know what? Let me Apple Z that. I'm just going to use this line already, which is here. Click across like that, and that's going to give me that line. So here I'm going to do another 8. Oh, it looks like this one's more like 7, enter. Whoops. So click around this point, 7, enter. All right, so I can do a line from this point to this point to that point, and down. G to make that a group, open it up, P for push pull, and bring that up to that point, and close it. And I can go from that inner point like that to that point, and so on. At a certain point, it becomes a little tedious. You're kind of doing the same thing over and over again, but you can see that this is the way to do it. It'll definitely work for you better than if you had to draw it all from scratch. So let's let's see what's another good strategic point to go here. Let's go from this point to this point like that. And that's going to give us this wall. That point, so I'm going to do a line from here to there. And I'm just going to fill in this inner gap here all the way back. Double click to group and bring that up. All right, so I'm just going to keep filling in the rest of these walls. It's kind of the same idea over and over again, so I don't want to bore you to tears. So I'll fill in the rest of the walls. You go ahead and fill in the rest of the walls on your own. If you have any questions, please post on Blackboard, let me know. And then we're going to look at how we can cut in a few doors and windows, and that'll bring us just about to the end of what you need to worry about for week 3.